Hello there, I'm Colonel Failure, and this is A Train 9 version 3. Yes, it is. Right, what's happening? So, you know, we've built to the point now that we've got quite a good city here. You know, yeah, it's got its flaws, most definitely. I mean, I've learned an awful lot in this particular build. About you know, setting up road networks and rail networks before allowing the AI to get stuck in, and you know, I'm half tempted to start again because you know, I've got some errors in this build that are not going to be easy to recover from. But you know, with virtual infinite money available, it is tempting to carry on with it and see where we get to. See if we can fill the entire map with city. I think that's probably the way that I'll go. It seems redundant to junk it after, you know, a dozen episodes and go back to zero. Anyway, what have I done? So I built a couple of big old landmark style buildings here. I put this high-rise apartment up, which actually went into being profitable pretty much immediately. The resources were just sat there in the city, and actually by doing so I generated a slight bump in profits from my factories, largely because obviously things were being picked up. But this kind of district itself is not increasing in size. As you can see, both depots completely full, and that's a story that's true in several areas. Here's another one that's completely loaded. Obviously, with the kind of the network-based train system I've got going on, we're delivering plenty of materials, but nobody seems that interested in building at the moment, and I don't know why that is. It's not power, which is, you know, one of the most common reasons that you tend to stall. I'll just stick a little road there, see if it spurs anyone into action. Yeah, I mean, running out of power is the main reason that people stop expanding in any fashion at all. The other being that there are no roads for them to immediately hook up to, despite the fact that if they're desperate, they'll build their own road, no matter how implausible that is. Now, I mean, I was talking about things that I've learned, and here's a good one for you: the grid. If you build with the grid on, you can line things up perfectly, and as a result, potentially get them neater. That said, the AI doesn't seem to give a monkeys about the grid. Look at this road that it's built here. Why? I mean, who knows? It's a little disappointing. Never mind. What else have we got going on? Yeah, so I mean, most of my kind of city areas now are fully stocked for goods, which is playing havoc with. Let's go to here. Playing havoc with my both my warehouses and factory profits. It's a right pain. You know, I mean, where are we? We're in July, and you know, we're only 200,000-ish kind of short of profitability this year. So, you know, that's something. Actually, I did something earlier on that may have helped that, and that was I got rid of. You'll remember I upgraded my factories to have a second factory next to them in order to meet the demand. Well, obviously the demand's dried up, so I got rid of those factories. So it means that I'm running. Well, I have a better chance of being profitable. So, yeah, so that's that. What else did I want to show you before we get on to something actually substantial going on today? Yeah, and the same thing's true everywhere. Power is now sorted for the, you know, for the medium term. I managed to build a tidal plant here. And obviously, that's making cash because power always does, and it's, you know, that's just the way of the world. That, you know, I've made 32 million from subsidiaries and another 17 million from power this year, but nothing from railroad and nothing from factories. Typical, absolutely typical. Anyway, hey, we've actually broken into profit. Stone me. Yeah, so, I mean, the majority of my my losses are coming from, you know, things I can't avoid. Right, what did I want to do today? Right, first things first. The last train of the day leaves, well, the first one leaves at 7. Let's pause it there. I wanted to see how many passengers we were carrying. So we've got 2 maxed out, 3 maxed out, and another 2 there with a sufficient number on board. And then going in the opposite direction, we've got 2, 3, 4 maxed out. So the 7 a.m. train is fine. What I wanted to do was look at the 11 p.m. train to see if that was also generating any kind of a profit whatsoever. Because if it's not, I'll axe it. I'll turn it into like a 10 p.m. something like that. You know, I very much want my train services to be the main bread and butter for my company. Right, there we go. That's enough time. Everyone should have left the station. Let's have a look here. What do we got? 984, 1500s. Yep, that's fine. Okay, yeah, no, the 11 p.m. train's fine. So, what we talked about doing last time around is taking the goods trains out of the system. I don't wanna. It wasn't much fun to get them in the first place, but I think it's going to be the only way forward. And then we can we could either completely get rid of the goods lines that we're running at the moment, which means that, you know, we kind of accept the fact that the existing districts are pretty much grown to the extent that they're going to grow, and then focus on expanding out from the corners. So, for instance, we could very easily go out here and build a new something. Equally, it's pretty much the corner of each section of the layout that we've got at the moment that is open to expansion. You know, we've got this whole chunk of land over here that we can move into. And then, of course, the challenge will be: can we get a rail service working in such a way that is harmonious? And again, I don't think I've done this cleverly enough to make that work. You know, I might have to build isolated networks, which kind of sucks. And the one thing that I really think that I have to get better at is the scheduling of services. If I were to run 24 hours a day, it would not be a problem, because all I'd have to do is tell each train to... Why have you stopped? Oh, you've got a fella in front of you. Is to tell each train to, you know, wait for an hour and then push off. So, you know, even on Saturdays and Sundays, run passenger trains, you know, all the time, except that in the middle of the night, nobody's interested. So I do need to get a lot better at scheduling. Right, what am I actually going to do? Alright, if we say that the existing system has enough resources at the moment... whoa, steady on, I didn't mean to press that. Then let's get rid of the goods trains. The nice thing about this is you can just take them off the track. Yeah, you see, I'm going to regret this, because I've no idea which tracks they were actually running on, so their timetables are going to be, you know, anything but consistent. There we go. You know what I should have done? I should have taken off half of them and left the others on. Okay, right, well, let's play this through until the end of July. I know, you know, it doesn't make for fantastic watching, sticking it on max speed like this. But effectively, we're going to run forward by 2 weeks in game time, and we'll see what that's done to our depot stocks. Right, there we go. Let's put this back at a sedate speed. So, here we go. Tracking depots. There's one. Still completely full. Okay. So, no growth there over a 2-week period. Here's another 2. Still full. Still full. And I think we're starting to see a pattern here. There's another one. It's had a... Well, actually, somebody's used some stuff out of there and out of that one, so that there's still some growth going on here, probably in this area. Okay, right, yeah, so in 2 weeks, people have kind of dabbled in taking goods out. Let's see what this actually does to our railroad profits. So we're at minus 3.2. And again, we'll up the tempo. Because this will tell us whether our passenger services are profitable or not. And the look of it, they are. So there we go. The drain on my bank account was largely as a result of those good services. Now, do I want to just abandon goods altogether in this existing loop? So, in which case, destroy the factories, destroy the warehouse. I don't want to leave the warehouses aren't costing me much, are they? Look at this. Oh, I think we've got a profitable railroad. I mean, given that it's burned through the 3 million loss that we were making in a month of game time, that's very, very promising. Now, it will be interesting to see what kind of taxes are assessed at the end of the year, but if we've made 20 million profit having been unprofitable on rail for half the year, then I think there's cause for celebration here. Alright, I'm going to rip it through to the end of the year, just to get through this tax section, and then we'll start the layout on something new. Okay? Alright, stick with it. We'll be there in a moment. Where are we? September. Any chance you're going to go a little bit faster? I love it. I love it. The other thing I noticed, while we're waiting for the end of the year, the other thing I noticed is that share prices have all risen. It's uncommon, you see. I mean, you know, I made big cash previously on picking up shares at the kind of $4 mark, but that, there you go, immediately a share drops to $4, completely counteracting what I was going to say, which is that I haven't seen them drop that low in ages. You know, because I mean, you know, I've occasionally dipped in order to just give myself a little bump. To make sure that I don't go bankrupt. But now that I'm profitable all year round, at least until I build the next section. So let's go back in here. In fact, let's look at my real estate stuff. Okay, so my original AR office is profitable. Yeah. Factories and depots are not profitable. Power plants, that's where the big money is. This tidal power plant has made me 290 million in income. Thank you very much, tidal power plant. That's very nice indeed. I've got a couple of apartment buildings. Again, you know, 20% profit out of that high rise. That's great. No shops, no hotels. Got an office building. It's making 20%. Got another high rise. So yeah, by owning subsidiaries, I mean the downside to subsidiaries is not only do you pay tax on the income that you make off that subsid, but you also have to pay tax on the land value. Apparently, we'll be in the red this year. Chances are I started out with more cash this year. And I've spent some of it. In fact, I definitely have. I built a couple of buildings this year, so that was not cheap. But here we go. Look, 60 million profit already, and that's off half-year income from rail services. Splendid. So rail has made me 20 million in half a year, which means 40 million-ish full year. That's possibly sustainable. Right. Let's have a look into the new year. What's They want 80 million quid off me. That's all right. 80 million's okay. Property tax at 71. Okay, so what did we say we made? Can I get last year, please? Last year, profit of 71, and they want 83. Okay, well, that still puts us in the green when you take into account other helpful things. What other helpful things? Don't just say words. When you take into account, you know, a full year of growth from rail services. Okay, so we finally used up all the resources there, and as luck would have it, we've got a spur track coming out here, but it's not for the goods line. So what would be sensible? What would be sensible is if I were to transfer. No, that's not going to work either, because you've got a goods depot actually hardwired into a section there. Okay, I need a plan here. I need an idea, certainly. So, the two schools of thought are: we junk the existing goods infrastructure that we've got, which means that we could repurpose the other two lines in a city to be occasional services, so whether they're coming in from outside the loop, or whether they're you know, occasionally carrying goods just to drop off a little bit of stuff on the in the city areas that we've already got built up. That's thought one. Thought two is we keep these open and somehow figure out a way to get them onto new areas that we want to build on. And it would be helpful if I decided which I was going to do before hitting the record button. Alright, what I want to do is I want to... Yeah, okay, I think we'll take all of the passenger services off, which I won't do now because that's incredibly laborious, and put those on the inner side of the loop on this on the city, and then we'll expand outwards. So let's make a start on where we're going next. Where do I like? Actually, where's the biggest chunk of empty that we've got? See, I mean, if I were to build here, you know, then this would provide quite a nice linking section between these two. Of course, the track's not going to link up. That's not going to happen. But we could make use of this spur here and bring goods out. Where's the nearest? It's a long way. In which case, you know, we should think about building stops in this area that is currently occupied by goods stuff. Yes, we should. Interesting. Okay, right, we'll start here. Okay, this is going to be my new project. We're going to city up this area and turn it into a new stop for our kind of commuting services. And in order to get that going, the temptation is going to be... Yes, okay, we'll do something incredibly simple. How's that going to work? Okay, right, what we'll do is... This is going to be... no, it's not. No, it doesn't need to be. All right, cool. Right, so we will stick materials depot out here. Okay, so that's in range of our station there. Let's put one more as well. And then we'll get... grab me a train, and then we'll do the same at the other one as well. Okay, this is the plan. We have a plan. Right, come up to here. Is that what we want to do? Yeah. Okay, right. Timetable assistant, please. Okay, from here, I want you to reverse once you get into the station. Load and unload, and that's critical. Right, so this is train 10. Right, and then when you get out to here, we're going to do reverse, and then you are going to unload only. Is that right? Yeah, Okay, cool. Alright, so what this is going to do, obviously this is going to cost me money, however, it should actually, the cost associated should offset, because, you know, we're dropping into an empty depot right now, which means that there's potentially stuff for them to sell there. But if I have anything left over, then the fact that this is a load and unload means that when it unloads, it should go into these depots. So we're going to replicate this service with another train. Let's place you on this section. And this will all happen quite quickly. You may as well go straight. There we go. Right, so again, this is going to be stop, reverse, load and unload. Continuous. The reason I've got it at the other end doing unload only. Why aren't you going? I've got you on a regular service. You haven't got a departure time here. Let's go. Oh, it doesn't go on Sundays. Oh no, no, go every day. Let's not muck about. No need for you to hang around. Continuous. Reverse and unload. And what I don't want it to do is basically, you know, steal the resources we've dropped off, because otherwise we're paying for resources to go in both directions. Did I not set that up to? Let's go daily service, please. Daily stop, reverse, unload. Yeah, continuous. Okay, smashing. Right, so those two are going to shuttle back and forth, which will add a little bit more growth to this city here. But it's also eventually going to start routing more goods into this one. And it might make a little bit of profit for that factory, or it will reduce the costs that factory is making, which, you know, that's not going to hurt us. So we'll now go and do the same at our other factory, which is, where is our other? It's here. Look, it's very obviously here. Now, I think we'll run to this one here since it's right next door. So we'll do the same thing here. Now, I mean, the reason you don't want to do this normally is because let's put one there. You want to keep the kind of the land value relatively low around your factory, so that you can, you know, you can build more factories, or you can build more kind of infrastructure items to get that rolling. But in this case, given that I'm about to, you know, sell this back to the city, right? Let's place that one. Sure, yeah, go in that way. Timetable assistant. Let's go straight this time round. Load and unload. Every day. 10-minute stop. Continuous. Then he's going to go flying around the corner. Come into this one. Unload. Stop. Daily. Reverse. And then when he gets back, I can set his instruction at the other end to do the same thing. Yeah, sure, go straight. Whatever makes you happiest, and then reverse. There we go. Right, okay, so that one's going. One more on there. And this should, you know, this will get up to speed relatively quickly. And actually, sticking another passenger stop on the route, if I can get that those passenger stops to be, where are we going here? We want to reverse and unload. Yeah, if I can get those passenger stops grown up in terms of population, then. What do we want? Straight, yeah, straight's fine. And reverse. Continuous. Good. Right, that's you done. What was I saying? Let's finish a sentence for once in my life. yeah, if I can get these new, I mean, these will be, you know, sub-districts effectively. You know, I maybe limit my options in terms of where we can branch off to. So maybe I should do something about that now. So let's just reserve us an area. And don't get me wrong, I can still use the sinister stock market hack to make any purchases that I need to. But you know, let's at least reserve a little bit of land to build out on, even if I end up destroying this track because I placed it badly. And then we'll do the same at the other one as well, which I have lost. That's, I mean, that's another downside to running at 300. I mean, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Not only does life pass you by, but you frequently, you know, you lose track of what your city actually looks like because it grows so fast. You know, I mean, that's a good thing and a bad thing. Somewhere in between those two would be nice. There you go. That'll do it. We don't need to go out the other way, do we? No. This area here will all city up on itself. All right, cool. All right, let's have a quick look at how we're doing on the year. 49 million down. Warehouse profits. Now that's taking into account the fact that I've just built 4 more warehouses. But as you can see, factories actually making some money because we're taking goods out of there. And this one has clearly arrived at the other end, only to find it didn't need any resources. So there we go. We've got some resources happening here already. So let's get road on the go, so that this can start to build up, which it did immediately. Interesting. You've built that too close. There we go. Do you want to do that? Do you? I think the answer is no, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Let's take that to that. Let's build a little bit here so that people can build on it. And we'll not extend the road completely just yet. You know, we've seen before the AI just, you know, slinging buildings up anywhere it damn well pleases, which, you know, that's not always helpful. Well, running over onto this island here, I'm not convinced it's going to be in range of the depot, but you know, maybe that's something we can fix later. In fact, let's. I don't want to delete that little house. Let's go back a bit further still. There we are. Nice. Okay, and then over here, I think we'll. No, I think again. Right, let's build a little bit of road out here, just so that people can get started, if that's what pleases them. Okay, good. That's that one actually set up to succeed. We'll do the same the other side, and then we'll see how we get on. Now, what I want to do here is I want to get the kind of the seeds of these new cities started, so that you know, we can get some early build-up going. Something there, maybe. There we go. Now, this is possibly a bad idea, because I want to redevelop this area a little bit, but and let's not forget, of course, that I do need to replace the stations that are there right now with passenger services. I'm confident that won't be a big problem. Actually, I have no idea whether that'll be a big problem or not. Okay, cool. Right. I think that'll wrap it up for now. I think you see what I mean. You can see where we're going here. Let's go back here. Where are we up to? So our railroad profits this year, are right up there with our subsidiaries. Interesting. Okay, we'll be back and we'll do some more of this. And I think next time we'll go for building out in a new area. I want to destroy the factories I've got right now and start somewhere fresh and new and glorious and happy. So why not tune in then? I've been Colonel Failure. Please leave a like, please subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time. Cheerio.